Coming up on Mountain News this morning, despite multiple warning signs, many drivers in Pike County are using an unopened road, putting themselves and others at risk of serious injury.
And despite the unusual rainy weather we have had for the past few weeks, a burn ban is now in effect statewide.
Plus, as the hemp and CBD industry in Kentucky continues to grow, it could help bring medical marijuana to the Commonwealth.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 4:59. I'm Will Puckett.
And I'm Madison Pergram.
Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning on this Monday. And Madison, just a whole start to another week.
Yes, but it's starting off weather-wise in the past 2 weeks, so
nowhere to go but up.
Yeah,
Nowhere to go but up. Let's bring Brandon in this morning. And Brandon, Madison said we're starting off on a good foot this morning. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that means no rain on this Monday.
Nope, not on Monday, but Tuesday. So can't win them all. But again, I think you're going to appreciate this week a lot more than you had the last couple because there's some brighter days ahead. More on that in a little bit. Let's take a look at current conditions. Still clear skies for the most part outside the WYMT studio. Seeing the moon peek through there above the skies here in Hazard. We take a look at temperatures, and it's a big contrast this morning. 26 Ashland, 28 Monticello, 42 in Jackson, 41 in Pikeville, low to mid 30s across parts of the Cumberland Valley and the Kentucky River. Take a look at the temperature change from yesterday. Looks at anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15 degrees colder across parts of the area, but some spots just a little bit warmer or close to where they were this time yesterday. So maybe just a touch of frost on your windshield this morning. Give it a quick scrape. Give yourself time to give it a quick scrape anyway. Of course, it's a normal day temperature-wise, but it's a little extra just because it's Monday on the coffee meter. Your out-the-door forecast, we will see some sunshine early, but those clouds will start to increase ahead of a frontal system. It's going to work its way toward us as we head into the nighttime hours and tomorrow. I'll have the rest of that forecast in just a little bit. Madison?
Thank you, Brandon. Well, we are learning about a crash involving one truck in Lee County, Virginia. The crash happened on Friday just after 10 p.m. on Old Route 58. Officials say a pickup truck was traveling east on Old Route 58 when it ran off the right side of the road near Route 708. The truck then overturned, and police say the driver, Michael Day of Big Stone Gap, was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the truck. He died from his injuries.
Well, we learned last night that one man died in a crash in Wayne County, West Virginia. Troopers say 32-year-old Sammy Spalding was ejected from his car Saturday night. It happened on the 4600 block of Jenny's Creek Road near Kermit. No one else was in the car at the time.
Also in Pike County, crews worked all day Saturday, cleaning up after a train derailed in the Draffing community Thursday. Crews worked to secure the remaining rail cars and remove the ethanol still left in the tanker cars. According to the Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet, the ethanol removed should be complete. Once it is all extracted, the rail cars and trains will be removed. They also say that surface water and sampling and intake sampling at treatment plants are happening every 4 hours to monitor potential impacts caused by cleanup work at the site.
Well, despite multiple warning signs, many drivers in Pike County are using an unopened road. Now officials are cracking down. The new US 460 between Beaver and the Virginia state line is not open. Transportation Cabinet Information Officer Sarah George says you are taking multiple risks by choosing this route.
There are concrete barriers in the median, and there's nowhere to go if you run into somebody.
Officials ask you to keep in mind trespassing is a serious crime. You could receive a ticket if caught on the road. Plus, most vehicle insurance agencies will not pay for a crash in a restricted zone. Officials said this road should be open sometime later this year.
And officials from the Laurel County Sheriff's Office say Lee Bennett Jr. Corbin was arrested during a traffic stop on Saturday. Officials say a deputy pulled Bennett over because he was weaving in the roadway and there was no registration plates on the car he was driving. Officials say a further investigation found Bennett was under the influence, and he is now facing several charges and was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center.
And staying in Laurel County, deputies arrested 4 people during a traffic stop last night. A deputy pulled over a Tahoe for equipment violations and says he smelled marijuana coming from the vehicle. After searching the Tahoe, deputies found marijuana and a large amount of cash. The 4 people inside were taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. After being searched there, officials say they also found 2 ounces of meth in their possession.
And starting Saturday, a burn ban is in effect throughout the Commonwealth. Despite recent rainy weather, Kentucky forest fire hazard season is here. The burn ban runs until April 30th. However, you can burn between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. Chief Randy Courtney with the Island Creek Fire Department says you should think twice before violating the ordinance.
Because we can make you put it out. If we see it during the day and you're doing it, we can make you put a fire out.
Officials say the high winds during this time of year is the cause for the ordinance, and while burning, always keep a fire extinguisher or a water hose nearby. Also, never leave a fire unattended during any time of the year.
The hemp and CBD industry in Kentucky continues to grow, and it could help bring medical marijuana to the state. Many CBD products were on display during the Kentucky CBD Hemp Trade Show Saturday. The organizer of the event says it shows the industry's success. Kentucky is one of the top states for hemp farmers. House Bill 136 would legalize and regulate medical marijuana in Kentucky. It passed its first hurdle last week after it was approved by a committee with a vote of 17-1. It is expected to come up for a House vote soon.
And it was a big weekend for some Kentucky beer lovers as the International Convention Center hosted the first ever Louisville Winter Beer Fest. It was a chance for beer lovers to gather for the 2-night celebration that features more than 300 local, regional, and hard-to-find craft beers from more than 125 breweries. Some of the beers on hand cost as much as $18 a small bottle or $500 a keg. Those involved at the event say it is a celebration of the growing brewery industry throughout the Commonwealth.
The number of breweries in the state has been expanding greatly, and it's really becoming a faster pace than some of the other states because it was so far behind. And now it's really catching up. There's so many breweries popping up.
It is estimated that more than 10,000 gallons of beer was dispensed at the event. Well, thank you for getting your day started with us here at Mountain News this morning.
There's my name. More news is on the way. Coming up, the search is underway for a mountain lion in California after it attacked a 6-year-old girl in what officials are calling an extremely rare attack.
It's Monday again, but the forecast won't be that bad today, especially for those who are off work and school for President's Day. I'll have it for you in about 3 minutes.